Inside the 12 is brought to you by Hell of a Good Dips. Game on, dip in with Hell of a Good. All right, it's time to turn the page to women's basketball. Pete Souza alongside King McClure. Let's welcome in the third member of our team, Rachel Galligan. A lot to talk about, Rachel. In some instances, it feels like the bottom's dropping out in women's college basketball. And then other teams, where we'll start with TCU, they are playing tremendous. The Horned Frogs right at the top of the Big 12 standings after another epic week. What did you see from them, specifically Olivia Miles last week, that has allowed them to evolve into one of the elite programs in the country?
Yeah, I mean, TCU, they're rolling right now, showing us why they were picked favorites in the Big 12. They're coming off a huge ranked win over number 12 Baylor, and then another one over number 19 West Virginia, and then Houston on Wednesday. Olivia Miles finished with a career-high 40 points and went 10 of 20 from the three-point line in that Baylor win, was named Big 12 Player of the Week for the fourth time and National Player of the Week. One of the most unbelievable performances of the season, in my opinion. As you said, TCU sits at the top of the Big 12 standings, but still have to play Iowa State, Cincinnati, and will finish up the regular season at home against Baylor.
Speaking of another team that's rolling, this Oklahoma State team is playing an exceptional brand of basketball. What have you seen from them specifically, though, on the offensive side?
Yeah, I mean, they're one of the best offensive teams in the country, in my opinion, and they had a great week with big wins at home over number 16 Texas Tech and then Utah on Monday. In that Texas Tech game, they finished with 5 players in double figures and continue to show the depth of their offensive production. They shot 54% from the floor and 50% from the field, and they did it against one of the top defenses in the country. And then the Utah win, the Cowgirls, after that one, they advanced to 32-2 at home in the last 2 seasons. It's safe to say that Stillwater is one of the most difficult places to play in the country. JC Hort and her staff have done a phenomenal job. I've always said it, this is a dangerous team come tournament time.
It's really cool, too, to see how basketball, the connective tissue, during the Kansas-Oklahoma State game, she was actually at Kansas shoot-around to say hi to some of the guys on the Kansas staff that she knew. And somebody told me at the building, she is always at work. It's working for her and the Cowgirls for sure. Let's talk about the Lady Raiders. A huge win. Unfortunately, we're talking about Baylor being on another end of a big loss, but 87-56, they dominated Baylor. A top 25 game we were all looking forward to this week. They never trailed. What do you make of this Texas Tech role that you've had a front row seat to?
Yeah, I mean, we were all geared up for that to be, just an incredible game and really coming down to the wire. I was on call for that one, and I have to say that was one of the most complete performances I have seen out of the Lady Raiders this season. On both ends of the floor, from start to finish, they were truly just completely dominant. Bailey Maupin and Snutta Collins set the tone offensively, combining for 45 points. Texas Tech forced Baylor into 21 turnovers, converting those into 19 points off turnovers, and shot 56% from the floor, and doing that against a very good Baylor defense. Texas Tech is second in the standings right now behind TCU, and I just want to give a quick shout out to Krista Gerlich, who was named to the Naismith Coach of the Year watch list earlier this week. She's done a great job.
Yeah, Texas Tech is on fire. One question for you regarding Baylor. 2 straight big losses. How concerned are you for Nikki Collins' team?
I think they lost a lot last year, and so I think it's safe to say every team, you guys know this, through the course of a season is going to hit highs and they're going to hit lows. Definitely, a rough patch with that loss to TCU and the loss to Texas Tech. It's safe to say, that their chances of winning the regular season are looking grim, but this is still a really experienced team. You've got high-energy players like Dariana Little-Page-Buggs and veteran players, in Bella Fauntleroy. Talia Scott, still one of the most dynamic scorers in the country. I would not be surprised to see them go on a run in tournament time.
Yeah, they're definitely going to bounce back. You know why? Because that's what we do. That's what we do at Baylor, all right? But Rachel, this weekend we have some pretty good matchups. Give us a few games that you are looking forward to and that you will be tuned in to.
I mean, honestly, at this point of the season and with this late conference race, they're all incredibly important. It's hard for me to pick 2, but I'll start with Kansas at Kansas State on Saturday. Jalea Davis has now earned 7 consecutive Big 12 Freshman of the Week honors. That sets a new league record. She leads all freshmen in conference scoring in the country, 22.5 points per game. I love the in-state rivalry here. Both of these teams really have something to prove late in the season. And then I think this one speaks for itself. Texas Tech at Colorado on Saturday. Obviously, Texas Tech second in the Big 12 standings after that dominant win over Baylor. But this is a major test. You know, they have to win out, and Colorado is one of the hottest teams in the country. They've won 7 of their last 8. J.R. Payne's squad is playing extremely well right now. They have 2 top 20 wins, and they're 13-2 at home. This is a major matchup in Boulder.
It's really cool. We talk a lot about the men's side and how great they are doing from a countrywide or national perspective. The women's teams in the Big 12, they are right there. And we look forward to talking about some of these teams going deep into March with you. And we'll start next week when you join us again. Rachel Galligan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.
All right, Rachel. We'll see you later.